Toast makers, shot takers, and y'all already know my favorite. Puff chasers. Y'all see the thumbnail? I know for some people, it's probably came as a shock. I'm not gonna lie, this news kind of shocked me too, but we gotta go ahead and report it. So, Mowry files for divorce from Corey Hardict after 14 years of marriage. And I'm sitting here reading an article from ET Online. And it says, Mowry is ending her marriage to Corey Hardict after 14 years. On Tuesday, the Sister star took her Instagram to share the news. I've always been honest with my fans, and today is no different. I wanted to share that Corey and I have decided to go our separate ways, she captioned, a black and white picture of her and Hardict locking eyes. And I ain't gonna lie, that probably was one of the most Hollywood of things that she probably could have done in this situation. As an actress, put this melodramatic photo of herself and her now estranged husband to announce to the world that they were separating, right? And it's one of those things where you say to yourself, damn, like, they were supposed to be the example. They've been on different programs together. They have been interviewed together, talking about their relationship. They was even on a documentary series on OWN called Black Love, and they go into the genesis of how their relationship started, how at the time Corey wasn't a big name actor, and Tia at the time was the bigger name since she had been on Sister. And then went on to go on to different productions, The Game. So they go through this whole genesis, they go through this whole process of how they made it to their relationship and how they still made their relationship spicy and renew and rekindle the flame. So they was the couple that in Black Hollywood, a lot of people saw that, oh, okay, this is gonna be the couple that's gonna last. They're gonna probably be like the Paulettas and the Denzels, the Grant Hills and the Tamias. I mean, they're still together, so I can mention them, even though the Wills and the Jadas, regardless of whether you agree how they go about their relationship. So it is a bit surprising to see that this relationship coming to an end. However, because hindsight is 2020, if anybody follows Tia Mowry, you would have saw that leading up to her announcement, you would have saw that Tia, as a woman who has been married for 14 years, a woman who has 2 kids, ages 11 and 4, you would know that she is a woman that posts pretty conservatively on her Instagram. And I noticed even for myself that she started to change the way that she posts online. And anybody that has ever gone through a breakup, and I can speak to this because I've gone through this personally. When you go through a breakup with a woman and she has this newfound quote unquote freedom, right? Where she doesn't necessarily have to check in or have to take into consideration somebody else's feelings about how she posts online, she starts to post more racy, provocative pictures, which to many individuals who have followed her for some time, once she got onto certain social media platforms, that's not how she's always presented herself. So to see that she was posting more racy, more scantily clad pictures showing a little bit more skin, that probably raised a lot of red flags into certain individuals of why she'll be doing that. And I'm pretty sure on some of her photos, because, you know, people don't have the time to sit here and reply to every single comment that a person leaves on a photo or a video of a famous star. I'm pretty sure there was somebody in the comment section that said something probably is up with her and Corey. And if that person did do that, then they're probably spot on with as far as the news of them divorcing. And she talks about how she's now trying to uncover this quote unquote self-love, right? Which a lot of times, you know, if you really understand womanese, you know, and shout out to Donovan Sharp for the terminology. If you understand womanese, women communicate in very covertly coded language to where they're saying one thing, but she means something totally different. So my ears, when I hear a woman says that, oh, she's trying to discover her self-love, what it really is that she just want to be selfish. She doesn't necessarily want to think about anybody else. You know, she only wants to think about herself and how her feelings are going to be pedestalized as number one. And also coded with self-love too is now that she's a single woman, she now wants to spread her wings, or as many divorcees do once they get separation from their estranged husband, is spread their legs. You see, a lot of times divorcees, or just when women break up in general, they go through the 304 phase or the 403 phase, where they've only been having biblical relations with one man for a set number of years. So now that they have the opportunity to have biblical relations with a vast majority of different men without having the guilt of knowing that, hey, I could potentially be stepping out on my mate. Now they have that freedom and that clear conscience to do and to move how they choose and how they feel, right? Now, here on the platform, I do not try to tell women how they should live their life. If women want to go out here and do, as Coach Greg Giles would say, double monkey backflips, if they want to ride the CC, you know, which men in this space know what the CC means. If they want to be in the streets, hey, have at it. It's your life, right? However, I think women have to understand that once you break up with a man, or once you become a divorcee, a lot of men are not going to take a woman who is post-prime, by the way, because she's 44 years old. She's 44 years old, meaning that she's post-prime. She is now a single mother of 2 young kids, 11 and 4. So, to a lot of men, even though she is a Hollywood actress, she's going to be seen as a slow Tuesday night. Because a lot of men are not willing to cohabitate or want to take care of a woman who is probably at the end of her reproductive prime. Well, now she's 44, so yeah, she's definitely out of her range of having a healthy child without some health risk coming, because she even said in an interview of how she had difficulty with infertilization with both of her children, and that was a very tough process for her to overcome to reach that point of getting pregnant and then giving birth to her children. So with her already having issues with having children, her finding a mate may be more challenging than she probably isn't going to anticipate, right? So the thing of it, man, is for me, I would tell any woman who is in this position, man, honestly, if there are situations that you think that you can't work out, man, honestly, she's better off staying in this marriage, because they haven't yet released the date of separation. So it could be the slim chance of them working things out. You never know, man. You know, people can change their minds, things like that, but it appears that she may continue to go through with the divorce. Representatives for Corey Hardict have yet to make a comment, make a statement. You know, he's yet to make a post about it himself, which for a lot of men are typically blindsided when these types of events happen because we really don't see it happening. But if you really are paying attention to your woman, or if you're just paying attention to just the vibes between yourself and your wife, or yourself and your girlfriend, or whomever you want to, whatever title you want to give to your special woman in your life, you always see the writing on the walls before it's made plain and clear to you. There are always little Easter eggs that are being laid out and right in front of you before you really start to see it for what it is. But as men, and I truly believe this, when it comes to men tend to love more unconditionally in relationships with women than women do with men. As for women tend to love very unconditional basis, and we already know that women run hot and cold. So one day she may be hot, the other she may be cold, the next day she may be lukewarm, so you just never really know. And this is another example of individuals who are trying to encourage single men to get married. And I don't know how much Corey Hardict's net worth is, but I would like to imagine that he is a millionaire. So when you hear these stories about women saying that they want a certain type of man and they want this man to make a certain amount of money and to look a certain way and to be able to provide a lifestyle, things of that nature, you had a man that got out the mud, who worked himself to be a pretty respectable actor in Hollywood, to be able to take care of a woman who already had fame before her, and then, you know, bless her with the ability to carry 2 children, to be married for over a decade, which a lot of people do not make it nowadays, with the average marriage lasting only 5 to 7 years tops on average. So for them to even make it 14 years, that's a feat, you know, that shouldn't be sneezed on. But at the same time, she didn't see it necessary to continue working on the relationship. So I just say for men, it's not a lot of times a matter of if but when. And just be prepared, man. You know, just be prepared. Just be prepared for the inevitable. Because I know some men are probably out there saying, well, you just gotta meet the right girl, man. You just gotta meet the right person. And this brother felt like he met the right person. He felt like he got the right person, and still he couldn't even avoid the separation slaughterhouse. So, you know, man, I just say honestly, for my brothers who are in a legal arrangement, for my brothers who are in long-term relationships, brothers, make sure that you are always on your toes when it comes to women, bro. Because you never know what she may pull on you. You just never know. And this is not to demean women. This is not to bemoan or to bash women, because this is not what this is. But just knowing how women move based off their emotions, you just never know. So gents, just be aware, keep your head on the swivel, pay attention to the cues. Hell, even if you gotta be the one to end a relationship, I'd much rather you put yourself in a position of leveraging power to call the shot, instead of you having to be reactionary like this brother probably is right now. But that's just my 5 cents. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think. Add to the conversation. But until next time, eyes front, head high to the finish. See this shit through.